In this video, I'm going to make it short and simple. I'm going to show you exactly how to write the perfect first DM. That's direct message. So when you're sending a message on social, this is the video for you. I'm going to cover the top 5 things not to do and the top 5 things to do. Stay tuned. What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sean back at you with another high ticket tune-up. Hope you're doing really well today. Make sure and smash this like button, share this out to somebody who needs to get better at sales, and of course, if you find some value in this one today, please, please, please smash that subscribe button. With that said, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about some stuff that's really kick-ass and cool. I'm going to give some frameworks. And again, I'm going to cover the 5 things not to do and the 5 things to do when it comes to writing the first perfect DM. So here we go. We're going to bring Yoda out on the screen with us, and we're going to dive right in. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to start with the things not to do, because if we know the things not to do, then it should give us a good indication of what to do. So here's the top 5 things that are wrong things to say when it comes to DMing somebody for the first time. Number 1, you never ever want to say anything sexual or suggestive. This is a surefire way to get your DM ignored or even blocked, or worse yet, reported to wherever the platform is that you're playing on, and that will probably get your account banned. So don't say anything sexual or suggestive. Pretty much should go without saying. Secondly, anything overly personal or invasive. We never want to be invasive, specifically in our first DM messages. Don't ask someone like about their finances, the relationship status, or anything else that's not public knowledge, because we don't even know this person, and we can't go in assuming that, oh, they've looked at our profile. We can't go in assuming they've seen our YouTube videos or other stuff on social. So you can't just start, even though we want to start with that particular getting, personal and finding somebody's pain or problem that we might be able to solve. We can't do it from the first message. So that's the thing not to do. Next, don't say anything negative or critical. Like, it doesn't make sense to throw trash or throw shade at somebody or around other topics or anything else like that. Or even if you're trying to get somebody on your team and agreeing on something that's negative, don't do it. It's only make the other person feel defensive or put them off from wanting to actually speak with you. Don't criticize them. Don't say anything like that. So again, pretty straightforward. Have a relationship, conversation, or communication with somebody that means something. Next, don't say anything spammy or promotional. The biggest thing that I can share with you is do not pitch your service or product or anything in your first message. If you do, you have a very high probability of people saying, get out of my space. This is where everybody kind of messes up. Everybody wants that automated first message that's going to close a deal on the first time. Unfortunately, it's so rare and very few and far between that it actually ever works. There is a 1 to 3% group of people that will take action. It might be the exact right thing at the right time with the right awareness level, and you hit it and they're like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to say and hear, and I'm going to move forward. But 98, 99% of the time, it's not the right thing. So just don't do it. And lastly, anything that's just plain rude or offensive, leave that out, right? This is a no-brainer, but it's worth repeating. Just don't be a jerk, right? Those are the top 5 things not to say when you first DM. These are the top 5 things that are right to say when you start a DM conversation. Number 1, give them a friendly greeting. Think about this for a second. If you go to a live event and you're in the main arena and you're watching the stage and you're learning and you're taking notes and you're absorbing all this information, that's great. But that's not where you communicate. When you're in a live event, where the communication actually happens is in the hallway on break or during lunch or after the event or before the event or at cocktail hour or whatever else it is. And if you're in that environment and you come out of the main room and you go in the hallway, you see somebody who you think might be a potential good fit for you, how do you start that conversation? You never come in and pitch or do anything spammy or the 5 things that I just said not to do. What you do is you come up and you're friendly and you just greet them. Hey, how are you? Hey, I saw your thing about this. Or hey, I love your hair. I do whatever else. Now, if you're in the DMs, you want to start with something like, hey, I saw your post about blank and I thought I'd reach out. Or make some sort of a friendly greeting that makes it very easy for your prospect to reply to you. That is the key. We never want to ask a question that we don't kind of already know the answer to. So keep it that way, right? Hey, how are you? People are going to say, I'm great. How are you? And now you've started a conversation. That's fantastic. Secondly, a question about something the other person is interested in. That's another great way to start a DM conversation. It shows you're paying attention, shows you're interested in getting to know them a little bit better, and it shows you care. because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? You've heard that a million times. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Next, this is probably the most powerful one out of all of these things, is just give someone a compliment. You give someone a compliment in the first message, they're going to like you more, right? Be genuine and specific, because nobody likes, hey, you got great hair or something like that. Avoid anything that could be seen as creepy or objectifying. Not what you want to do. Compliments, we have proven over hundreds of thousands of messenger conversations, are the best thing to start when you're doing message conversations. Number 4, a funny anecdote or an observation. It can help to break the ice and get the conversation flowing. I would preface this with saying, use this only if you have a comedic sense of humor or your personality kind of plays into that. If you're more of the serious type of person, I'd probably shy away from this one, just so you know that's unless you really want to stretch it. Because if you send your first message and they think you're funny, or you have some sort of an observation that makes them giggle or laugh, they're going to expect that that continues to come. And if you're not that personality that can always come up with that stuff, putting on that face or that front is going to be difficult for you to maintain throughout the entire relationship. So if you're not that person, don't do it. But if you are that person, definitely do it, because humor and romance is what my dating coach way back in the day used to teach me to get any girl I ever wanted, was humor and romance. If you use humor and romance, you get any chick, right? So it's like similar in DMs and messaging, but it's we want to be funny or anecdotal only if we have that personality to do so. Last not least, just offer to help. Could be something as simple as offering to answer a question or providing some sort of a resource that person may have asked about when it comes to the DM. So these are the 5 right things to say when first starting a conversation, and they apply to different situations. But now I'm going to dive into a couple of examples that I think will make it even more crystal. So here's the best framework for starting a DM conversation. The first message. Hear me so closely on this, because this is the most valuable thing. The first DM message is not to sell. It's not to do anything other than one objective, is to get engagement. Your first message in the DMs is to get engagement. It's not to do anything other than that. So all we need to do is take out of our minds what our service or products are and come back and say, what can I say to this particular prospect that can get engagement, right? That's what we try to go for. Don't sell in your first message. Don't send links in your first message. It'll never work. Just break the ice and start a conversation. Example, this gentleman sent me a message today. I'm going to read it. It says, "Hi, Sean. Hope you're doing well." Okay, cool. So that's a little bit of a compliment. Good start. And now he comes in with this credibility piece, which used to work. It doesn't really work anymore. But he said, "I work with 5,000 C-suite execs and blah, 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 from these big companies to small businesses. And 79% of our post-show committee have requested more marketing solutions at our event." Okay, cool. So it tells me a little bit about him, like he's hosting events. "We have exhibitors and speakers such as TikTok, Google, Lead Forensics, visitors from the likes of Netflix, Disney, Sony, Fox, to name a few. We're looking for one more business to exhibit covering marketing, and I think you'd be perfect. What's your schedule like tomorrow for a call to discuss?" He doesn't know anything about me, and he's saying that I'm perfect. So for me, this is an instant like, red flag is up. This is actually what I'd call the wrong type of message to send to me, because I don't know him. I don't know. He doesn't even know if I like to speak on stage. Maybe he's done some research. Maybe he hasn't in this particular case. It doesn't look like that. The other thing is that there's a lie in this first message where he says, "We are looking for one more business to exhibit." My gut tells me he sends that exact same message to over hundreds of businesses. And if they're only looking for one more business to exhibit and that you might be a fit, he's trying to personalize it to me, yet it's more of a catch-all message that's not going to really hit that super well. So I would definitely never use a message like this, because what he is trying to do is sell me into speaking at an event from the first message. He didn't send any links or anything. I'm sure you've seen the type that do that. But he wasn't doing the first part, which is trying to get engagement. And he came right over the top and tried to sell me into, "What's your schedule like tomorrow for a call?" So he's trying to sell me on a call in the first message. And we tested this very thoroughly in our business to lots of people, and it never works. Don't try to go for a call with somebody that's not a hyper aware buyer. Now, there are times when you can do that, but for the most part, most of your prospects are not going to be the hyper product or brand aware type people that you could say, "Hey, Joe, let's jump on a call." And then Joe says, "Yes," right? It's more so we need to develop a little bit of relationship, connection, and then do a little bit of nurture, transition, and then start doing inviting. Okay, here's one that is the right way to do it, right? This guy, Jamie, he sent me this message. Hey, Sean, we're both in the same LinkedIn group and have few mutual connections. It'd be great to support each other's profiles and content for mutual benefit if you're up for it. Thank you. Now, this was a connection request, and all he was asking was to get a connect and then to say, hey, this is what I'm about. And this is a very easy way to get engagement back from me, because I'm gonna be like, great, man, which group are you talking about? Or I can come back and say, yeah, that's awesome. What's the thing about my content that you like the most? And it makes it easy as me for a prospect to come back and respond to this particular person. So in this case, this is a great message. Now let's go to the pro power framework that we've seen work over and over and over. There's 3 things that we need to focus on here. Number 1, how did you find your prospect, right? Don't want to appear as if it's random. So in this particular message, I'll read the full message in case you're not seeing the screen. It says, team shared your profile to me, first name, right? Second thing says, impressed by the hard work you seem to be capable of. Third thing, you wouldn't be opposed to connecting to discuss X, right? So there's the framework for you. First thing is how you found the person. Second thing is a compliment. Remember I told you, you'll see like a much higher, it's like something like 72, 73% response or engagement if you just use a compliment like this. I combine a couple of these things to make it really powerful. So again, here's how I found you. Here's a quick compliment. And then lastly is a simple and engaging question that we probably know already the answer. Now, in this case, my question was, you wouldn't be opposed to connecting to discuss scaled relationship building, would you? Now, a couple of things will happen. Number 1, someone will say, hell yes, I want to learn more about that because I'm trying to scale my business. Those are the people I'm looking for. People will be like, not for me. They can immediately say, no, I'm not trying to scale or whatever, grow my business. Or number 3, they say, what does that mean? I don't get it. And what my team does is has answers for all 3 of those things in the framework. So we ask a simple and engaging question, looking for people that are saying yes, because if we can get somebody to raise their hand that is swimming towards us, we can actually probably close that deal a lot faster than we can't. And with that said, here's the recap. Your first DM message, to make it perfect, all you need to do is get engagement, nothing more. Hopefully that one was valuable for you today. Again, if this is something that you found some value in, please smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this out to somebody else that might be DMing incorrectly so we can get them fixed. Because nobody likes to get spammed. Nobody likes to receive terrible first messages. And in fact, most people have a product or service that can really, truly benefit others. And they just need to get a little bit of a tweak on how they communicate with those people that will open up doors to close more often. With that said, I love your face. Thank you for being here. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.